If I said to you, if you'd bet everything you had on the 49ers selecting one player in this draft, who do you think, of all the different positions, all the different prospects, who's the one guy that if you had to wager, okay, you know what, they're going to go with this guy. Who do you
Are
think
they
it would be?
guaranteed to be on the board?
Well, no, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, you got
At
to kind
nine
of,
nine?
yeah, it's got to be somebody. It can't be somebody who's picking in the top five, right?
Of
It's got to be
course.
somebody that you think that they actually could potentially land. If you had to wager on it, who who's the most, who fits their profile? Who do you think? You've heard rumors. You know who they've worked out, who they've brought in, and you've got a pretty good handle on the talent. What do you think? Is there a guy out there that you think, you know what, I could see him here very easily?
Yeah. For me, it's if he's there, it feels like it could absolutely be Blake Freeland because of the positional need, right, at right tackle. If he's there, and again, the traits and what he has put on tape. I know 49er fans want a pass blocking first offensive lineman, and I understand that. But if you really look at the way the 49ers play, they're so predicated on running the football and quick passing game that if Kyle's in his bag, they're not finding themselves in a lot of opportunities where they're in a 5 to 7 step drop situation where you need to block on an island for 3 seconds in a pass blocking situation against Micah Parsons. Now it happens. It definitely happens. But I think if you got a Blake Freeland, uh, he could theoretically step in right away. I think and play day one. But can I ask that question to you? Can I
Sure.
spin it back on you? If you had to bet your money on a player that was going to be picked by the 49ers, who would you put your money on?
I think I would go DTR. I know Dorian Thompson Robinson. I know.
Ooh,
I know there's a lot of. I know there's a lot of. The Niners don't really have a need currently at quarterback, right? You got Trey, you got Darnold, you got Purdy coming back. Shanahan's talking about taking two quarterbacks, but I think DTR is. One, I think he's one thing I think they really like after watching Trey and watching Brock is I think they're going to be partial to the guy with the longer collegiate resume because I think when you have a long resume, there's less unknowns. And DTR has played a ton of football. He's played 5 full years of football, and he's played at a high level. And I think they see some traits there that they would like to develop, and I could easily see them with DTR. Dorian Thompson Robinson seems like, one, I think he's probably going to go in the fifth round, and they've got 3/3 and 2/5. So I think they could definitely take a couple guys in the third round, trade back into the fourth round a little bit, maybe take DTR comfortably in the middle of the fourth round, well ahead of where he probably would go. So I would say DTR. I would say DTR. And the other guy, I kind of like your guy, Demario Douglas. I could see
wow.
Demario Douglas because he could help on special teams.
Yep.
Um,
Right away.
there's something about that player that screams 49ers to me. But yeah, I would say DTR. Oh, the other guy. Here's Justin E. This guy's one of my favorite guys in the draft. His name's Dayone Johnson, and he's an edge rusher combo interior guy. He's probably a day three guy. Plays for Toledo, same school that Samuel Womack just came out of. But man, when I flip on the film, Brad, and I watch Dayone Johnson could play inside for a series. He could play outside. He's a one gap penetrator. He's strong. He's functionally strong. He's very, very productive. He's kind of a bad A up front. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's kind of one of those guys that's you don't want to mess with Dayone Johnson. So he's kind of like one of my like late day three scoop him up on the way out the door because I think Dayone Johnson's going to be an NFL player for sure. I love Justin E. I don't know who you are, but all I got to say is you might be one of the smarter people I've seen in the chats. I think it's Dayone Johnson as a Niner if I'm betting. And they did look at Dayone Johnson. They met with him. I forget where. I have the list here. I think they met him at the East West Shrine Bowl in early February. So Dayone Johnson is another draft crush of mine. I love the D lineman because to me it's just that's where I spent a lot of time in the CFL working with the
Yeah.
D lineman and working with the D line coach, and just to me the D line is. I think there's always some sleepers there. I mean, I gave you the Stephon Pierre in the Dak Allen tight end, but Bolden the corner return guy. But Dayone Johnson out of Toledo, go watch the film of this guy and then tell me you don't love him. I mean, the film is phenomenal, really phenomenal.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Justin. The only reason I know who Dayone Johnson is because of Justin. Justin, man, has put me
Who?
on
So
to.
Justin, you brought Justin to the party today, probably.
Oh, this
What?
is my guy.
This is your guy.
I call him the head of the sourdough scouts. This guy has brought me so many prospects. He brought me Elijah McGuire. He's like, you got to check out Elijah McGuire. I'm like, all right, I'll check out Elijah McGuire. I'm like, okay, I like Elijah McGuire. Like, he's been on Dayone Johnson for maybe a week or so now, and he's been like, man, you gotta look at this guy. And he's posted some clips to Twitter. And so the only reason I know who this is or have seen anything from him is because of Justin. Justin's my guy, and you're 100% right. He is one of the smarter guys when it comes to this draft evaluation stuff. I love having him around, man. He really knows how to spot it, and I agree. And what I've seen from what Justin has posted, yeah, you see the speed, right? You see he's got the twitch. And you want that twitch from those IDLs, man. That makes it so hard for those offensive linemen that are bigger, they're fatter in the offense in the NFL. Like they're more, the 49ers are trying to change that a little bit with, kind of your Spencer Burfords and stuff like that. But you get that speed, man, the speed and power on the interior. That's a tough. It's really hard to stop those types of guys. So I agree 100%, but I do got to do a little bit more homework on him for sure.
Justin E, man, nothing but total respect. Pulling a Dayone Johnson out of Toledo in the an hour and 20th minute of the live stream.
Yep.
Nothing but respect for Justin E. Nothing but respect for you too, Brad, man. Keep it rolling. Tell people what you got cooking this week. I mean, I know you got a bunch of stuff going at all times.